Welcome to the Code Conference, the second year of the Code Conference, the Conference on Digital Experimentation. On behalf of Eric Brynjolfsson and Sandy Pentland and myself, welcome to MIT, or at least across the street from MIT at the Marriott. So just a couple of brief notes. The reason we started this thing last year is because we felt that there was a crescendo in both the importance and the sort of advancement and development of experiments, and in particular digital experiments online. The scale, scope, and complexity of experiments have increased dramatically, creating tons of new opportunities, but also a great deal of challenges, from the ethical to the statistical and so on. I don't have to tell most of the people in this room any of this. And the reason why I don't have to tell many of the people in this room any of this is that there are a lot of people with a lot of knowledge about experimentation in this room. And so our point here is to bring together a very small group of people who are really at the bleeding edge of digital experimentation, and to talk and learn from one another, and that's really what we're trying to accomplish. Before I give you a little bit of the setup of how this conference works, it's a little bit different than most conferences, I'd like to thank a couple of people. First, the three sponsors of the conference, the Initiative on the Digital Economy here at MIT, which is striving to do research on several critical topics related to the modern digital economy, as well as Facebook and Accenture, who are both at the cutting edge of digital experimentation and are tremendous supporters of ours along a number of dimensions. I'd also like to thank who everyone knows at this point as info@codecon.net. You've all been talking with her. She is truly amazing, and I'm really remiss in that I left the house late and didn't have the opportunity to buy some flowers for her yet, but that is forthcoming. Please give a huge round of applause to Susan Taylor, please. Everything that makes this conference look professional comes directly from her, not from the three organizers, as you might have guessed. So this conference is really not like a lot of other conferences because it is focused on conversation rather than presentation. So for those of you who have never been here before, I just want to warn you about some of the peculiarities of this conference. Invited speakers who are normally given as much time as they ever want to talk at any venue, and red carpets and first-class air tickets and the rest are given 15 minutes strictly, followed by a cane, which will pull them off stage. The reason for this is because of the sort of culture of the conference, which is to focus on the conversation that comes afterwards. So 15 minutes to present a couple of laser-guided ideas to spark discussion, and then a panel with all of the speakers in any given session, and then a conversation amongst themselves and with the audience about the interrelated topics that were presented in that panel. Also, we want to maintain an air of informality. So there are not going to be a lot of long introductions, bios, and so on. I'm literally going to introduce people by their first name. This is going to be the same in the parallel sessions as well. And the idea here is that, that this is not about the pomp and circumstance. This is about the ideas and the conversation. I'm going to get to that with one final announcement, which is that there is no podium computer up here, nor in any of the parallel sessions. So you must send your slides to Susan in order to have them set up in the back with the AV folks. So if you haven't done that yet, and you're a parallel presenter or an invited speaker, please do that as soon as possible. And so, again, we are really, we have a great amount of luck to have truly amazing people at this conference in the invited speaker sessions and in the parallel sessions. I brought an extra notepad because I plan on taking a ton of notes.